Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the adventures of Wilbur von Valancius in Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader. We're back on the bridge. We do have some interesting stuff in the solar system that we're in. We had that big boss fight last time that was super crazy, took majority of the episode. What is this, the rings? Did I not check this out? Yeah, not explored. Okay. So we've got the rings here, we've got the Hulk, and we got the Void Ship Remains. We're gonna go ahead and take on the Void Ship Remains first, just to kind of see what's going on in this crazy, crazy time. Lord Captain, the Augurs cannot determine who the ship we approached belongs to, but the telemetry, telemetry clearly reveals it is an Imperium vessel. The hull is badly damaged, but there is air in some of the chambers, which means they are hermetically sealed? Hermetically sealed. What are your orders concerning the discovery? I mean, send a boarding party, I guess. Send out the order to prepare my troops for boarding. I will personally take part in the exploratory expedition. Yeah. Okay, we get a book. We get a cool book section. That's fun. That ship is totally fucked. So region, location, material, extract from unofficial news sheet, window on the bridge, distributed on the middle decks, recorded by unknown. Note, the veracity of the recounted events is questionable. Okay. We who walk down the same passageways in the same bays day after day, we who are born, live, and die to the hum of the ship's machines, we forever hunger for the smallest glimpse of another life, and yet for a chance to see the heroes who tirelessly fight for us and for the glory of the Imperium. So, let's have a tale about the Lord Captain, by the will of the Emperor, of the Guardian and Commander of every good and honest soul upon this void ship, and the time he boarded a vessel named the Fireborn. Like a dead whale cast ashore by an exorbitant force? Anyway, of the swell, the wrecked vessel was a confronting sight for its unwitting visitors. Some bays still retained an atmosphere, but there was no life anywhere. The ship was dead. The machine spirits dissipated in the darkness of space. It was just the Hulk husk left. Excuse me. And the Rogue Trader's crew were to become scavengers swarming the carcass of a fallen Leviathan. Our Lord Captain oversaw the expedition personally. He decided to train his penetrating gaze on the auger arrays on the damaged ship, or to have Adira Talas feel out a course. An unholy psyker she may be, but even souls as dark as hers submit to the Lord Captain's will. That's a little bit of a stab, but this is only 53%. We can flip a coin, right? Succeeded! Let's go. The Augur's keen eyes scanned the eerie vessel, identifying that the void ship was gravely damaged and was in the process of final erosion. There was very little time left to explore it. 3 sectors seemed the least damaged: the bridge, the middle crew deck, and the service bay. After exchanging a series of trills and warbles in their mysterious and ancient language, the tech priests responsible for the Augur's report to the Lord Captain that they had glimpsed signs of valuable components in operation in the service bay. The Lord Captain's next steps were I guess we can have her fill out a course. With hostile eyes upon her, Adira sank into a trance. When she resurfaced, she reported that the ship had been the victim of the warp. The bridge had suffered the worst of it all. It was the section that provoked the greatest anxiety and trepidation in the Psyker. The service bay was the least damaged section, though Adira spoke of it in no particular interest. The Lord Captain's next steps were to turn his attention to the scouts awaiting instructions. The Lord Captain had decided which of the 3 teams he would lead and which 2 would be entrusted to their officers. Let here be known the names of those honest people who stood before our rogue trader in that moment. The Tactern, and Grave Young Ho Shon, whose word was as firm as his handshake. Captain Vesti, whose jokes will always be remembered by everyone on decks 3 to 5. Captain Matina, the senior officer of the 3rd unit, known to many as Grey Matina. She has been leading units back when the corrupt crop of scouts were snot-nosed. The current crop of scouts were snot-nosed kids. Oh, so she's gray because her hair is gray. She's old. No one on deck was in any doubt that navigating inside the wrecked ship would be difficult. The units would be separated by kilometers of twisted metal, dead modules devoid of atmosphere, collapsed passageways, and hull breaches the size of a house. The only thing connecting the brave teams would be the delicate thread of a Vox link. And so, after weighing up all the options, the Lord Captain chose to go with so this is an interesting thing here, because the service bay has the most value and the least amount of danger. But it sounds to me like all 3 of these guys are sending out, and where do I want to go with? And then, like, this is where, you know, the most danger happened. But, like, do I go for the most dangerous path to lead my people out of hell? Or do I go for the most valuable and the least resistance? Damn, that's such an interesting play. I think we are gonna go with the service bay. He said he yeah, it said they're all going. You know what? Just because we successfully got that check, I'm going to metagame it here, and I'm going to go with the service bay. If that didn't happen, I would have gone with the bridge, because that's the most dangerous, and I want to lead my people out of that. But it also seems like there's not going to be any combat, per se, in this little book area. So maybe that's the right play. From here on out, we will relate the events based on what we have learned from witnesses, the people who accompanied the Lord Captain on the tour of the Dread ship. The shuttles start up, one after another, and disperse, each heading for its selected target. An hour spent on cutting through the hull in a freezing vacuum of space, a fussy boarding, and then finally the rogue trader stepped on the cold, dark deck of the dead ship. The light from the torches revealed a sign in the gloom, Fireborn. After a minute-long exchange with the Voxmaster, who quickly checked the archives, it was established that the dead vessel was that of Captain Nova Van Dyne, registered to the Kiva Gamma port. Oh, shit. This is our ship. Grey Matina said a prayer appropriate to the situation. Then she looked expectantly at the Lord Captain, waiting for orders. Okay, so we've got lore at 75% here. So knowing the typical layout of service bays, the Lord Captain directed the scouts to where the valuable components would be found. Or after examining the service bays and consulting the augurs, the Lord Captain suggested where the ship's undamaged components would be found. So we're going to go with the 100% here. From here on, well, okay. The Lord Captain's assessment provided to be correct. After a thorough search, as all search conducted by Gray Matina were, the scouts found undamaged components and marked them for later dismantle. Continue. Sound crackled over the Vox. This is exactly what I didn't want, actually. Oh, geez. Something's going to go down. Sound crackled from the Vox speakers, and a light on the casing switched on, signaling a message coming from the first unit's frequency. Commander Young Ho Shon calmly reported that his unit was making satisfactory progress towards the ship's bridge. This was followed by a message from the second unit, which was on the crew deck. The Vox speakers crackled, preparing to connect with the unit's commander, Captain Vesti. The words that came through sounded muffled, as though the person on the other side wasn't speaking directly into the Vox, but accidentally pressed the transmit button while occupied with something else. Never seen anything like it. It's beautiful. Hold on, wait, what is it? Is that moving? Fuck. Not what we want. Reprimanded him for his flippancy, Lamal. The pale-faced Captain Matei barked out a stream of orders telling the units to close ranks around the rogue trader and prepare for trouble, but then the yelling from the box turned to laughter. Haha, I got you, old girl, boomed a voice from the speaker. It belonged to Captain Vesti, the commander of the unit exploring the middle deck. Don't panic, we're all good here. Not a thing to report. I hope where you are is just as uneventful. White with anger, Matina turned to the rogue trader. Captain Vessi has a unique sense of humor. I strongly suggest your lordship take him in hand, so I can reprimand him and demand a report of his unit's progress. Diffuses the conflict brewing between the two commanders and requested a report from Vessi on these units' progress. Took drastic actions to solve the problem, stripping Vessi of the command of his unit and demanding a final report. Oh, Jesus. No, we're going to defuse the situation. Vessi reported that his unit's foray had so far proceeded without incident, mystical or otherwise. They had found no survivors from the ship's crew, or bodies for that matter. However, the unit had encountered a problem. The passage leading to the deck section of the arsenal and storage depot was severely damaged, especially the power cables. Proceeding further could be dangerous. Oh, do I flip another coin, dude? It's logic, though. Do I flip another coin, dude? I really like this guy, too. I like the joking captain, you know? And what is it? It's arsenal and storage depot. I don't think we risk it. Vessi's unit heading off, carrying orders while the rogue trader and his team continued on. Fortune smiles on the unit this time. Gray Matina, having trusted her instincts and experience, chose to return to the shuttle via an alternate route. In one of the dark branching passageways, the team discovered a modest but untouched trove of cargo from Kiva Gamma. Oh, shit. Hate to see that. Hate to see those options. The voice of Young Ho Shon reached the Lord Captain's ears once again. The first unit's captain soberly reported that his people were proceeding to the bridge. The ensuing deathly silence alerted the Lord Captain that something was wrong. Following the gaze of his team, he saw that the unit's dispatcher, who was carrying a large Voxcaster with an antenna and transmitter, was lagging far behind the rest of the group, and the transmission indicator was dark. There was no incoming messages. Even if there had been, Sean's voice couldn't have sounded so close as if the dispatcher or Sean himself were standing right next to the rogue trader. Sean here? Unit 1 proceeding to the bridge, said the voice again. Now it seemed to be coming from all sides, drawing in from left to right, from under the deck, and even from somewhere among the mess of cables overhead. So I can do this, summon all this willpower to resist the illusion, or try to build a dam against the fear, drawing upon logic and his knowledge of monstrous apparitions of chaos. No, we're going to go with the 100% here. The Lord Captain managed to not only maintain his self-control, but also to keep the terrified unit from veering into outright panic. Led by the rogue trader, the scouts hurriedly retreated to the shuttle, pursued by their comrade's disembodied voice, which continued to repeat the same brief message. You might be dead. After returning to the shuttle, Wilbur received reports about Fireborn's status. The tech priests who recently pierced the wreckage with their auger's gaze insisted on curtailing the operation as soon as possible, fearing imminent destruction. There were also reports from the other 2 units. Augers and the Vox system proved equally useless. The first unit, which had been exploring the bridge, had vanished without a trace. Fuck me. Almost as if the dead ship had swallowed them whole. The scouts and their commander had simply disappeared, joining the thousands of crew members lost aboard the Fireborn. That's exactly what I thought was gonna happen. God damn it! The units assembled at the shuttles, and the Lord Captain gave the final order for the grim expedition. Hold a service for fallen scouts. Recite a memorial prayer to the Omnissiah in honor of the ship, a fallen wonder of engineering. Fire upon the cursed ship from a long-range weapon battery. We're going to hold a service for the scouts. Led by Sister Argenta, the scouts built the funeral pyres. Old metal barrels and small shipping containers served as temple braziers. In the wavering but warm light illuminating their faces, the scouts listened as their sister sang a prayer for the departed. Little by little, the listeners' terrified, weary gazes brightened. As they heard the sister's words, understanding dawned on the survivors. Death dogged the footsteps of everyone, but there is a higher destiny than death. They should always remember that this is the reason to keep going. Time was up. The scouting party returned to their ship. With one last look at the Fireborn, the rogue trader turned away and cast the grim carcass forever from his mind. Or blew it the fuck up. Gave the order to fire upon the dead vessel at range. For that which was born in fire should also perish in fire. I think we blow it up. Yeah. Okay. Over to the Hulk. That was a little anticlimactic, but okay. It's fine. We did end up blowing it up just because we don't want pirates or anyone else getting into that ship and getting also fucked by the warp. The augurs have detected wreckage of the void ships in the void ship's vicinity, but the exact nature of the wreckage remains unclear. Pick up several pieces of look for the source of the wreckage. Augur crew reports that it is registered no evidence of a disaster that could have produced such debris. Pick up several pieces of the wreckage. Some of the wreckage is made of plasteel, the rest some unknown material. Studying the fragments further, it's nigh impossible due to the severe corrosion damage. The non-metallic fragments also bear burn marks. Okay. That was a little also anticlimactic. Let's go ahead and see what the rings are. The giant rings on this planet's surface can be observed from orbit. Examine the rings. It has emerged that this planet has a native species of giant insects similar to Terran ants. Oh, okay. Just like ants, they sometimes form so-called death spirals in which one creature follows another without realizing they're going in circles. Huh. These were the rings discovered by the ship's observers. The strange phenomenon that was originally suspected to be a sign of warp activity is a nefarious xenostructure, turns out to be a quirk of nature, and a tragic one at that. Okay. Fucking ants going in circles? Excellent, excellent fucking world building. Okay, well, back to the freaking Coronis expanse, I guess. Stupid, just ant. Just ant. Okay, no new ship, no new paths, it seems. So, oh, I need WASD. I'm trying to move without the mouse itself. So we've explored these 4 regions. I could have sworn we went there, but I guess we didn't. I didn't go to the Imperium. Like I said I wanted to, but it's fine. It doesn't seem like there is a path here. But we would have to jump. Or we could go this way and jump. What is this? So this is to Kiva Gamma, right? Damn, Kiva Gamma is all the way over here. Like a ship from Kiva Gamma was all the way over here? That's crazy. Or do we go for Dargonis? I think we go Kiva Gamma. I think we're gonna go ahead and warp travel here. Lord Captain, urgent report from the vessel's shrine. A group of unknown assailants has invaded his temple and plundered the incorruptible relics of your ancestors, slaughtering devout worshippers as they went. The High Factorum is among the casualties. No. Had Master Montag and Mistress Sourback not arrived in time, fortunately, Master Danrick survived and remains conscious, albeit in great pain. He implores your lordship to come to the temple and hear his confession. Well, Cabela's got something to say. And so it comes to pass. Cabela's somber voice fills the broadcast. I performed a reading of his tarot after the morning watch siren. What is his tarot? The Emperor's Tarot, a deck of psychoactive cards bearing a sacred and meaningful images. Tarot cards are used for divination and predicting the future. They are believed to be able to capture images sent by the Emperor himself. In the hands of a skilled psyker, the Emperor's Tarot can be a truly potent divination tool. Interesting. So he's got their own tarot cards. That's cool. But the visions sent by the Undying One were too indistinct. I saw rivers of blood flowing towards the bones of the dead, and a blurred figure laughing, treading upon the ashes of the fallen. It is now clear. The Undying One desires me to follow the figure's tracks. Thus my hunt begins. Okay, so we gotta take Cabela. We're gonna go ahead and not take Adira. We're gonna take Yurlet instead. That sounds like a good crew. My old original crew. My good boys. Well, shit. Someone attacked the shrine. Took all her shit. Holy shit, yeah, they did. Damn, they really fucking slaughtered people, huh? Hey, officer. High Factorum, Janice Donrick. Oh, he's still alive. That's good. Let's talk to the Medicaid officer. Don't move. Oh, so we gotta talk to him. Master R is barking orders. Confessor Adalbert is murmuring a prayer, and the Infernus Master is circling the chapel with a keen eye as if watching for a threat. Cabela quickly sweeps her gaze over the destruction before focusing on the bloody footprints that stretch from the ruins of the reliquary. Oh, dang. The High Factorum's velvet coat is streaked with blood, and Janris himself is deathly pale. The Medicaid officer is working on his black gunshot wound to the chest, and Janris grunts faintly with every touch. He focuses his eyes on you with tremendous effort. Forgive me for not greeting your lordship with a bow. I must tell you, Nemesite has stolen the great relic. Fucking Nemesite, dude. This Batman motherfucker. How badly is he wounded? He's losing a lot of blood. The Medicaid officer casts a worried look at you. I advise you hurry. Master Danric should be on the surgeon's table as soon as possible. I am holding on, your lordship. Worry not. What matters now is that you recover the relic. The Factorum groans as the Medicaid officer pulls a blood-soaked bandage aside and shakes his head dolefully. Confessor Aldebert. Some miracle preserved Master Dongric's life long enough that he might address you. His fate now rests in the hands of the Emperor. May he show mercy on this selfless man. Damn you, Jocasta. How do the renegades manage to sneak all the way on the upper decks? No, we're gonna go ahead and say, Janris, what happened here? Serfs in red headscarves burst into the chapel and started shooting. Their leader made for the relic, the remains of honorable rogue traitors brought here from the mutant-sullied crypt. And when I realized that I had that the sacred ashes of your ancestors were about to fall into the filthy hands of the heretic, one intent on desecrating the glorious dynasty. No, that cannot be allowed to happen. I blocked his path. Janris briefly closes his eyes, gathering his strength. That bastard allowed himself a few vile insults against me. While I am obliged to admit, but I did not give in to the provocation. I was hoping to buy myself some time. Then this so-called Nemesite started reviling the customs of the ship, berating its officers and enforcers before insulting the very name of your lordship itself. I threw my glove at his face and demanded a duel, but the honorless villain just shot me. He laughed at me, the depraved creature. He winces, either from the burst of pain or from the memory of the humiliation he recently endured. Okay. And then he committed sacrilege by stealing the relic and shattering the sarcophagus. Forgive me, your lordship. I have failed to preserve the sacred ashes of your ancestors. Inspect the empty altar behind him. How exactly did he insult me? Why did you wish to see me so urgently? Hold on, I won't let you die here. I will not forget your courage, my loyal factotum. Sorry. You failed to apprehend either the criminals or the relic. Why were you even trying? That's so fucked, bro. Some of these are fucking horrid. Let me see here. Do I see the sarcophagus? Is it this? That looks shattered, but... Oh, is it this whole thing that is shattered? Like it goes from here to here? I didn't pay attention last time I was here to that, actually. Let's inspect The reliquary has been brutally smashed on the bed on which the sacred ashes of the past rogue traders and their servants once rested is now empty. Yeah, okay. Hold on, I'm not gonna let you die here. Proud to serve the dynasty, generous thoughts are becoming muddled. The papers, your lordship. Have the clerk double check the freight bills. I did not have time to get the seals. My will is in the left-hand drawer. Heinrich, did you see the attacks? Heinrich, I did not. I was on my way to the on my way to offer a prayer when I heard gunfire and ran as fast as I could. When I got here, I saw Master Donrock, and I think the next thing I did was just press his wound and spout curses. Heinrich looks at his bloodied hands in confession. So much for being a heroic repairman. I wasn't much use, was I? Nemesis, yet another one of those old wives' tales. The old wives' tales are blessed with amazing corporeality. Jesus, there's a word. Whoever the bastard in the red scarves were, he went by that name and spoke of the very impertinently fuck of your lordship. Uh-oh, pacify. He dared to mock your generosity and sneeringly thanked you for the supplies you used to pacify the serfs of the Foundry Bay. The scoundrel boasted that his fighters have made good use of the gifts. You calm the unrest of the lower decks by providing the people with medication and supplies. Just another arrogant rebel wrapping himself in a crimson rag and wreaking havoc for the adoration of the commoners. Not this time. No one has ever dared to raid the upper decks before. Never in the ship's history has the fury of the rabble been so blind and fierce. Okay, and how did they get on the upper decks? Sourback mutters through clenched teeth. They had help. We had discovered the hidden corpses of several chapel attendants. The traitors took their clothes and led Nemesis and his accomplices straight past the patrols. Confessor Adalbert, I'm an idiot, ruefully shakes his head. They were good people, pious people. They never slighted a serf in their lives. Why punish them? His face grows darker. I swear that these innocents will be avenged. May the Emperor be my witness. I want to strangle it with my own two hands. May the Emperor protect your... The Factorum's eyes roll back as his enormous frame gives a convulsive shudder. Get him out of here, bro! Get him to a doctor. I don't want him to die. Medkit officer snatches a syringe of stimulant and speaks decisively. Apologies, your lordship, but we are taking Master Danrock away. He is unable to tell you anything more at present, and every second of delay could cost him his life. Go. Don't even worry about it. Heinrich watches the limp body of the factotum get carried away and chews grimly on an IO stick that has appeared between his teeth. So what do we have so far? Master Donrock is on his deathbed. All the attackers are either dead or have absconded along with the sacred relic. And the witnesses... Jeez. And the witnesses all agree on one thing. Nemesis and his accomplices came out of nowhere and struck suddenly. Only the throne knows where we could find these bastards now. We will find them. Sourback's voice is full of terrible fury. We will turn this vessel inside out if we must. There's nowhere even a void rat can... There's no need. The blood's whisper will lead us to Nemesis. Cabela's words make the two exchange puzzle glances. The blood's whisper? Did you perform another divination? See, Jacosta, it seems to me that your enforcers could learn much from these death cultists. Did you perform another divination? Yes and no. His tarot guided me here and told me of the evil that lurked in the shrine, but beyond that, the bloody path carelessly tread by the raiders will reveal the truth. With all due respect, Spinner, the enforcers have already questioned all the witnesses and compiled an extensive list of evidence, none of which tells us anything about how or where the troublemaker calling himself Nemesis might have escaped to. Cabela, tell us everything you know. Cabela sharply turns to face the crimson splashes on the floor and walls of the shrine. Her pupils dilate, threatening to drown her irises in darkness. Her expression turns distant, her voice becomes low and strange. This blood is drawn in a pattern of retribution. The one who split it appeared later. Spilled it appeared later. They move swiftly and furiously, numb to their own wounds. An enforcer who was drawn to the gunfire and witnessed the sacrilege? Probably. As for this pattern, Cabela points to a barely visible chain of scarlet droplets. She's Dexter. Like, she's doing blood splatter reporting. It was made in fury and desperation. The one who left it was wounded, but they did not flee. They fought back while they could, and then they retreated into the darkness. Belle's eyes close, and she falls silent. Then she exhales sharply and points to a steel claw into the darkness of the maintenance tunnels hidden within the walls of the shrine. And you gleaned all of this from a couple of bloodstains, or did you have a vision? If the attackers have escaped through the maintenance tunnels, we can send enforcers after them. The technical corridors extend hundreds of meters in different directions. Nemesis and his men must be familiar with the tunnels and possesses either a map or a guide. Without a clear trail, the enforcers risk getting lost and wasting valuable time. Not to mention the fact that those narrow tunnels are perfect for an ambush. Or did you have a vision? There is no need for revelations from the Undying Emperor here. For one who has dedicated their life to understanding the tenets of the web, death speaks a language clearer than any words. Blood writes a chronicle of the final hour, and it holds all the answers. It speaks to me. It can tell me with what instrument it was spilt, what its owner felt, whether they struggled in terror or were as cold as the steel as the blade. At what moment and how the thread snapped. For a spinner, no two wounds are alike, and each scarlet drop carries a message from the Undying One. Glad she's on our side. He scratches the back of his head, smiling wryly. So we still have no idea about them. The tunnels only answer the questions on how they left. Now death will tell us where he is heading. As if in a trance, Cabela leans over the body and peers into its eyes. He stinks of smoke. The smoke of signed coveralls, vile IO sticks, burnt sacred unguents, and charred meat. She slides a pale hand along the dead man's skin and snakes it under the sleeve of his coveralls, which she pushes back to reveal a fresh burn, bandaged with a torn scrap of shirt. Her steel claws dig at the man's arm. Your wound holds the answer. You dressed it carefully, not inside the shrine. Before that, something struck you, ripped the tissue apart, burned you, turned your hand into a worthless lump. It was not fire, no. Drawing a ragged breath, Cabela opens her eyes. The fury of the conductive charge. It has marked you, heretic. I recognize your wound, for I myself have encountered it on those I take to the other side within the plasma drive chambers. The plasma drive chambers, are you certain? The Undying One has blessed me with the ability to see the truths in death. However, how can anyone doubt the revelations his blessing bestows? I can't say it's worth drawing conclusions based on conversation with a corpse, but if it is, that I concur with the esteemed spinner's findings. The Infernus Master spits out the chewed up IO stick and immediately produces another. All about that burn. All that about burns, the conductive charge, and the smell of cheap IO immediately make me think of the plasma drive technical compartments. Makes sense to me. Sarbat gathered the enforcers. We will follow Nemesite's trail. No, Daman Wilbur, you must stay. You are the one Nemesite has challenged, and those we hunt know you by sight. You will frighten away the prey, and we will lose the trail until the next tragedy occurs. Cabela's unblinking gaze meets your own. So what do you suggest we do, Cabela? I will go to the plasma drive chambers alone. I will track down the false champion and all who serve him, and I will prepare the grounds for your own hunt. Out of the question. An enforcer squad would certainly scare off the vermin, but I am not letting you go alone, servant of death. You and I will go to the chambers together, and together we will bring down all who have dared to insult the Lord Captain. I'm going too. I have a couple of good friends in the plasma drive chambers, the noisy kind, who know everything about everyone. Convincing them shouldn't be difficult, especially if I pull a few favors. It'd be the three of us, then. What a company! Heinrich Grimm's laughter echoes inside the shrine. There's an awkward pause. Cabela takes a long look at the officers' faces before finally nodding in her assessment. Or assent. So be it. But not like this. Much like your faces, your guises are too conspicuous. Bella is right, it would be prudent to use a disguise. The enforcers will procure regular work clothes for us. We will carry only inconspicuous weapons. And we can hide easily in our tool bags. It will help us blend in with the crowd. Before I depart to hunt the Nemesite, I asked the Daman to bless me. I pledged never to leave your side, yet the hunt demands that I do just that. Grant me your permission by performing the ceremony of twining. Bella nods towards the altar. When your people have taken their leave, under the gaze of the Undying One, we will begin the rite. What is this ceremony? The rite of blessing for the sacred hunt. With it, the Daman casts their shadow over the path of carnage. Under your benediction, I will strike harder and tread more softly. Very well, let's commence the ceremony. With your permission, Lord Captain, the Infernus Master and I will take our leave now and set out to prepare for the descent into the chambers. We dare not intrude, your lordship. Sit down now, Daman Wilbur, and listen. Let the ceremony of twining begin. Twining? Is it twining or twinning? Anyway. Using a finely honed blade, Cabela carves an intricate symbol into the floor. She then produces a small bundle wrapped with an incense-laden parchment and sets it alight. You are my Daman. I am your blade, and I am honored by your blessing. My arms are strong while your will is strong. Ooh. And as long as the Undying One hears your prayers, my feet will go unheard. Her blade kisses her palm, and dark blood begins to trickle and spread over the bottom of the ritual cup. And that has just now appeared in her hands. Oh, shit. Ooh, it's getting warpy. With our blood and our will, we shall spin a scarlet web, symbol of the hunt. Make it herald our prey's demise. Cabela puts a dagger into your hand, and you suddenly feel how heavy your eyelids have become. Your heartbeat slows inside your chest. Her words linger, then rush through your mind in a deluge. The heavy scent of incense envelops you and makes your head spin. She's drugging us, dude! I'll just do it. I'll just make the small cut in my hand. The pain gives way to a burning sensation as Cabela grasps your hand and squeezes it over the ritual cup. But this new discomfort is quickly replaced again, this time by a dull numbness and the faint warmth of blood flowing from your open wound. The twinning is the blood oath I have made to my lord. Cabela dips her fingers in the spilt blood and traces a symbol. First on her own forehead, then on yours. It appears to resemble a blade that is cutting through an intricate knot. Anoint me with your blessing, Daman Wilbur, and may the ceremony of twinning commence. Cabela's face blurs before your eyes, no matter how hard you try to focus and dispel the vision. In place of her face, you see a death mask, a broken skull with hollow eye sockets. Be merciful. Those whom you hunt may be victims themselves. I bestow my blessing upon you, and so forth, and so on and so forth. Can we finish this up now? I feel strange with you and without. Maybe your fury. May your fury and resolve be unshakable. May your loyalty to the flagship ever be steady guide. Be our steady guide during this mission. Be merciful. There is no turning back for those who have defied the Lord of the Ark, who have traded their arduous path of service for the sweetness of false promises. At least not commonly, but I remember your words, Daman. Bella thinks for a moment. Your body cannot accompany us on this chase, Daman, but your spirit, there is nothing the spirit cannot do. The twinning is complete. You and I are now bound by the blood oath. Think of me while I hunt, as I will think of you. Become a thought flowing through my mind. If the Undying One is gracious to us, he will send you dreams, and in those dreams you will see me. If he is not gracious still, those dreams will be truthful. Okay, so are we not going to have Wilbur, but we're going to be playing as her? Ooh, that'd be interesting. I'm hoping. I trust you, Cabela. Let us begin. Is this some kind of sorcery? So I would just become a part of you? What does that mean? No, I trust you. You receive a faint smile from beneath the death mask. Cabela's hands you the cup and begins tracing her finger around the bottom while whispering a prayer. Watch now, Daman Wilbur. What does thy seeing eye behold in the converging patterns of blood? She draws your attention to the symbol she has inscribed. You see a shifting image in the blood, a spider crafting a fine web, blurred shadows that could resemble either a swarm of void rats or an enraged hound. Crossed blades, a card from the Emperor's Tarot. But as soon as your gaze lingers on any of them, reality bleeds through the fluid shapes. Expose the followers of Nemesis. Excellent. Soon your spirit will be able to follow me. I will bid the servants to carry your body to your chambers, where you will not be disturbed. Wait in silence and safety. For me, the hunt has begun. Vella's footsteps fade away, melting into the same impenetrable darkness in which your consciousness has extinguished. Plasma drive chambers. Let's go. We're playing as Capella. Oh my god. That's so sick. I love that. Oh, I love that. Oh, I'm hoping. I'm hoping, I'm praying. I'm shitting, I'm coming. Oh, hell yeah, let's go. Okay. Holy shit, that guy just picked up that huge buck. Bella. Stale air. Oppressive noise. The hum and whir of machinery drown out all thoughts. This place rings with tension. It is the powerful energy coursing through the cables. Is it the powerful energy coursing through the cables, or have the wails of the workers merged with a cacophony of indignant whispers and desperate prayers? Lost, mired in petty troubles, unmindful of duties, their voices creak as if covered in rust, and their eyes are dimmed by the endless drudgery and lack of light here on the working decks of the Damon's Great Ark. The writing in this is incredible. Look at this. I love that she's on this side now. We got them on both sides. Alamau. I've seen it before in these murky depths. People become creatures all too ready to devour each other for worldly gains, fleeting pleasures, or imaginary freedom of obligation, born from the abyss of spiritual emptiness. The Undying One punishes them through me. Disgusting mutants, abominations, reflections of vice are born in these shadows, and I will be their doom. The thread shakes, the web is taut. I step silently. May the great hunt begin. The thread shakes. The quarry always leaves a trail. We may not see it, but we can feel it. I taste the air, the scent of fresh dye with a subtle note of sparks. This is new, pleasant. The upper decks reek of luxury, but here I feel comfortable. There's something else. This is it. I recognize the smell. Ungent IO and burnt meat, just like inside the shrine. The time has come to spin the scarlet web. The web is taut. Taut. Know the hunting ground. To find the enemy, I must listen. Inhale, exhale, inhale. The rhythmic beat of engines and pumps. That is the ship's breathing. That is the ship's heartbeat. It is strange that I feel at home among the workers of the lower decks, who pass their time like the living dead? Is it strange that I do that? Warmth spreads through my chest. I like to think that it is the connection with which the Undying One bound my and Damon's fates together. He has blessed us, and we hunt as one. I step silently. Darkness is our ally. Merge with the shadows. In the twilight of the chamber, barely illuminated by flickering candlelight, I become like them, the lost, mired servants. They will become unwitting allies in my hunt. Their hopelessness, their desperation, their thirst for survival will become my tools for my use. Where's the second spinner? We're supposed to meet here. You know that feeling when you're being stared at, but you can't tell by whom or where from? Ah. Footsteps? Two are coming towards me. Familiar gates. Those are the Damon's servants. I would not be surprised if the cultists set out on the trail of Nemesite alone. The spinners are arrogant. We are just another soul to them, a gift to offer death. Steel Mistress's voice is hard and cold, like her will. I can see in her eyes that she dislikes me. She is wary, and so she should be. For we serve the Daemon, not one another. Does this remind you of anyone at all, Jocasta? Jocasta? This man is enamored with fire. Even his words sound full of biting flames, and he himself enjoys playing with fire. Too much so. They bicker again. The mutual animosity may disrupt the hunt. Examine Steel Mistress and Flaming Voice. To the lay people, the two are now scarcely distinguishable from the common serfs. In a world where status and privilege are defined by appearances, a single piece of rotten cloth is enough to lower your standing. We will become spectral hounds and follow the trail without drawing attention. Step forward, I am here. There she is. Welcome to the Plasma Drive Chambers, esteemed holy assassin. You can exchange pleasantries later. Lieutenant Golderda? I don't know. Is on duty in this compartment. I have ordered her to gather information on all the workers who wear red scarves and who have recently left the bay. This is pointless. The red scarf is not proof of guilt, it is merely a symbol. It could be a trap. I need to find her. I will watch the enforcer and those who are watching her in turn. Your enforcer knows nothing about life in this compartment. I guarantee it. I have a better source of information, a good friend of mine who knows a lot about delicate matters. It would be easy to get him to talk. He's terrified of pain and death. Only the faithless fear death. I will not trust him. Let him trust me so that his trust may become a snare for my hunt. Okay. I cut them off with a gesture. Their methods of hunting are not mine, but I take their grain of truth from their words and weave it into my plan. We need to provoke them into making a move. Intimidate them with an impending threat. Instill a false sense of impunity. Convince them that they can and must act now. Strike out the spark that will ignite the flame. Let's give them some confidence. This enforcer who answers to Steel Mistress is the symbol of order and obedience in these chambers. She is standing in the way. When she disappears, my enemies will believe it is safe to strike, and that will be a costly mistake. Strike out the spark that will ignite the flame. I feel them lurking in the crowd, my enemies. They are cautious. I must find them and let them believe their luck. Then they will shed their masks and I will take them down. Flaming Voice relies on a talker, one who keeps no secrets and fears pain. An unreliable vessel is bad for holding secrets, but good for spilling them. Through him, I will whisper lies to the enemy. Such is my plan. They look at me in silence. They do not understand, but that matters little. I am on the hunt. Oh, she's so cool as fuck. And are they following me? They are.
Only duty, only death.
Only duty, only death. Ew, so cool. She's so fucking cool. Who's Whip? Hello, Quip. Old burn spread across her body in a scarlet blotch. A look of contempt, a heavy baton covered in blood and symbolizing boundless power. Like a fierce leather whip, she lashes with both her hand and her gaze. What are you looking at, you beggars? You finish your shift, you go back to the barracks. You start your shift, you check in with the foreman, and get to work before Matilda comes to pat you on the back. And Matilda, I presume, is that wonderful, not at all intimidating baton on your belt. I guess your disguise is working. I guess our disguise is working, but I would rather not spend the next few watches in the med bay because of a misunderstanding. His breathing is quickening. Flaming Voice always makes jests when he is nervous or irritated. Do enforcers infuriate him? Infernus Master? Master at Arms? Apologies, I did not recognize you. Oh, okay, this is her. Gadirida. We are conducting an inquest. Answer the spinner's questions. I hope your report will be useful. What can your scars reveal to me? 55%. Failed. Day after day, she watches the serfs labor away, exhausting their last vestiges of strength. And there is no compassion in her eyes. There is simply a resource she commanded to use and then discard. She hates them because she blames them for her pain, her wounds. Nothing is unimportant during the hunt. Tell me what you know and I will listen. A group of workers wearing red scarves were seen in the compartments just after the attack of the shrine. The foreman stated that they were at work on the freight line. No gunpowder on their clothes, no fresh wounds. Too many of them have started wearing red masks, and it muddles the trail. But we also found some red scarves and bloody rags in one of the shredders only shortly after. Okay. We sealed off the exits to reduce the air supply to the maintenance tunnels to the absolute minimum. Now you can't stay in there long. Now you can't stay in there longer than a few minutes without passing out. There's no way the bastards could have left the plasma chambers. They're definitely in here somewhere. Like snakes, the servant of Nemesis have shed their skin. Red scarf is just a distraction. Let the enforcers converse. I will keep an eye on those around us. The workers hide their eyes, but I can hear the murmurs echoing through the bay. There's an impotent rage in the hearts directed at Whip. For she is the embodiment of the very order of they despise. But why do they not realize that the enforcer is a shield as much as a lash? Oh, okay, so she called her Whip because of her whip-like scars, so... Wow, does she not... She calls everybody by their, like, own names that she gives them? That's so neat. I love that about her. Like Flaming Voice, Steel Mistress, that kind of stuff. Okay, and she's Whip, even though that's not her name. That's just what she refers to her. Some of the people I escorted on the other side, to the other side, looked at me the same way. In the past, I did not understand, but now, do the lay people see spinners performing their duties to the Undying One, or enforcers performing their duties to the Domin as monsters? Do I sense the touch of his will? The Undying Emperor wishes to bestow a revelation upon me in this trying time. Let his tarot show me the way. I breathe in essence made from the ashes of blood of the faithful. It enlightens the mind, granting it the grace of reading his signs. Oh, I'm getting high now. A wave of epiphany sweeps my thoughts away, pulling me into a blessed trance. My fingers move on their own accord, over the sacred deck and draw a card. It is the Martyr. I see a tear of blood wash over the pale features of the image, and they shift, becoming Whip's face. Uh-oh. A portent from him. The Undying One blesses me to take Whip. The minions of Nemesis fear her. When her soul is delivered to the Undying One, the traitors will feel invulnerable. They will crawl out of their holes and fall into my web. I know how Whip's thread will end. Aw, fuck me. I don't want to kill her. I cannot sever Whip's thread with a blade, for the serfs would recognize me as one of the spinners and lose all courage. But the spark of a machine spirit in the plasma drive chambers has already claimed the lives of many. I will use this, and thus the web will be spun. Damn, so it wants me to get her killed? Shit. Well, that's not fun. Technomat. 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 Observer. Infernus emergency repair worker. Servitor. Got some people over here. Okay. Well, I think we're going to call it there before we dive any deeper here. It does seem that we're going to need to kill Whip so that they think that it's safe to come out of the shadows, which sucks because I do not want to do that. I was hoping that she would just leave, you know? But we're playing as Cabela. We're going to have a good old time. And I don't know why it's not... It has us in her regular gear. Like, that's pretty obvious. She's got 2 fucking chain swords and a gun on her back. Like, I don't think she's a serf. Surprisingly so. But,
The dead know nothing, and neither do the ignorant.
Okay. True. I'm sure the dead know a lot of things, actually, but not anymore. Oh, poor Whip. Hopefully we have a choice to save you, but we'll see. And I'll see you in the next one.